welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my labor and delivery story with my second daughter. I was 21 at the time, and it was honestly kind of like different than my first delivery with my first daughter, because obviously I gave birth in April, and that was right around the time that the coronavirus pandemic was going on. So a lot of restrictions were being done at the hospital, and just like, it was just crazy. So on April 28th, 2020, which was about 6 months ago, I went to my doctor's appointment. I was 37 weeks, about 4 days, and I was kind of nervous because I had been having a lot of pain, and a couple weeks before I had been at 1 centimeter. He said I was almost a centimeter and didn't really say anything else about it. So I kind of thought that I was going to, have her in a couple weeks or a couple days. I was honestly really scared. I think my doctor's appointment was at like 11, but I got ready, drove to my doctor's appointment. He wasn't going to check me that day. He was not going to check me. He had checked me the previous week, and I was still the same. So he wasn't going to check me. But I said I would actually like to get checked because I've been having some pressure and just like some pain. And I wanted to know if I had dilated more or not. So thank the Lord that I did that, because he checked me and I was at 5 I was at 5 centimeters. So he was like, oh my goodness, like, you need to go to the doctor right now. He delivered in a different town than where my doctor's office was, just for like some reasons. But the hospital was about probably 35 minutes away from my house and my doctor's office. So I was really nervous. Like, the fear that came across me whenever he said that I was 5 centimeters, I was like, oh my God. Like, I went pretty fast when I delivered Avery. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really thought that I was gonna end up giving birth in the car or by myself too. And like, I don't even know what I would have done. But I was so scared. Like, I was having a lot of pressure, and I really thought, like, oh my goodness, I was freaking out. So, oh my goodness, I can't even, this just still scares me. That's also one of my biggest fears. Like, I remember whenever I was pregnant, my mom was like, maybe you should pack up a lot of things, or she said something. She said bring a syringe or something for if I ended up giving birth in the car, and I was like, we're not worrying about that. Like, that's not happening. But when I left that doctor's office, I was like, oh my goodness, like, okay, so I'm getting really like out of control here. Okay. Anyways, I drove home super fast. The doctor's office to my house was about probably 10 minutes, and that was the longest car ride that I have ever experienced. It seemed like it was like a 30-minute drive, and I was going about 60, probably 70, but I didn't want to go to the doctor's by myself. I was trying to text my boyfriend and tell him, like, oh my God, like, we have to go, like, right now. I was trying to text my mom. My mom was at home with Avery, so I raced home, and I told my mom, I was like, we have to go. Like, I don't know where my boyfriend is. His name's Tanner. I don't know where Tanner's at. Wasn't even in town. And so, and like one person was only allowed into the like, when you deliver, one person was only allowed to go with you. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, if he's not, and he was supposed to be my person, obviously. And I was like, if he's not even in town, like, I could deliver within like the next hour or 2 or 3. I don't even know. Like, it could just come, like, I don't know how long I've been in labor. So like, I don't know how long we got. So I got home, and I told my mom, I was like, we have to go. Like, I have to go to the hospital. Like, I'm 5 centimeters. I don't know how long I've been in labor. And before I left, my doctor said, are you planning on getting the epidural? And I was like, yes. And he was like, okay, well, you should get there, and you should get it as soon as you can. And that just, like, the way he reacted really, I think, freaked me out. If he was, like, more calmer about it, I probably would have been more calm, but his reaction and just, like, how he was trying to hurry me out of there, like, just really freaked me out. So, I got all my bags. My mom packed a little bag and stuff, and we drove to the hospital. Like I said, it was like a 35-minute drive, and the whole time I was like so scared. We got to the hospital. We had to do like the normal, like they asked us questions about like if we've been out of the country or, you know, like whatever. And then I remember getting in there and they had to do a COVID test, and I was so scared about that. It was not even that bad, but I probably had so much adrenaline going through me because I was so nervous that I probably didn't even mind that. Like, that was kind of like the least thing I was kind of worried about. So, yeah. So, I actually anticipated my labor to go a lot faster just because I didn't know how long I had been in labor, and I kind of thought I was going quickly because I hadn't been in pain or anything, and I just showed up at the doctor 5 centimeters. Like, I had no clue. If I wouldn't have had a doctor's appointment that day, and if I wouldn't have asked him to check me, I don't even know what would have happened. So I ended up getting the epidural. My doctor eventually came. This time I actually really shook so badly. And whenever I had Avery, I never had this problem. I've seen people talk about like, oh my gosh, I shook so bad during my labor and just like when I was delivering and stuff. And I never like experienced that with my first, so I didn't know what it was like. But this, my second one, I literally shook so bad. Like, I could not control it. It was so scary. My mom ended up being my person in there. And Tanner didn't make it, obviously. He could have, but just with us not knowing how fast I was going to go, he didn't want me to be delivering a baby by myself and for my mom to just leave, because once someone was in there, that was your person. Like, they had to stay in there. You couldn't trade out people. So, which is kind of ridiculous, but I get it. But, my mom ended up being there, being my person. And so I'm going to insert some footage of like me meeting her, and just like, we didn't get to record like the actual birthing process like I did at my first birth. I don't know like why we didn't, but, yeah, I'm going to insert some videos and pictures of it. It wasn't what I planned for, like the birth that I wanted. Like, obviously I wanted her dad to be there. I wanted my mom to be there. I wanted family to come up. Obviously I wanted Avery to meet her little sister in the hospital and get like the cute hospital pictures and stuff like that. But some things you just can't control everything, and some things just always don't go as planned. But I couldn't have asked for a better delivery, and I'm so happy that everything went smoothly and that we both came out healthy and okay. We actually only stayed there, I think, I delivered her, and then I think, got to go home the next day. Yeah. Just because they wanted to get people out, which I kind of don't agree with, because we went back to the hospital the next day, but that's a whole different story. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. I think that's it. But yeah, that was a crazy story. Like, props to anybody that has ever given birth in a car, at home, or even without an epidural, because that was my biggest fear. But yeah, that was my labor and delivery story with my second daughter. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.